I was told by reputable people who may or may not be running for office that late-term abortions, there's not one that's ever happened in the United States.
It's fake news.
So what's the truth? Are late-term abortions happening or not? And is
I
there
don't know.
evidence?
Just go to Planned Parenthood's website or the Guttmacher Institute, which is Planned Parenthood's statistical research branch, which is named after Alan Guttmacher. Alan Guttmacher, who took over Planned Parenthood when Margaret Sanger died and became the president of Planned Parenthood. Alan Guttmacher, who was part of the Population Council and the population reduction movement. Alan Guttmacher, who was approached by a journalist on the day that Roe versus Wade was decided in 1973, and he was asked, Alan Guttmacher, how are you going to protect abortion rights in the future? How are you going to protect women's bodily autonomy rights from those conservatives who might take away Roe versus Wade? And he responded with 2 words, sex ed. And so that's how we sexually arouse children so that we can solve abortions in the future. So that's the namesake of the Guttmacher Institute today, Planned Parenthood Statistical Research Branch. It's so weird. I can go onto Planned Parenthood's research branch, Alex, and I can see the number of abortions that occurred in the 3rd trimester every year since 1973. That's so shocking because I thought they didn't happen. Now, what the left will say, Alex, is they'll say, well, okay, sorry, I wasn't prepared for Alex Clark to go full data on me. And so, yes, I mean, they can happen, but they only happen when a failure to get that late trimester abortion will kill the mother. So they're only a life-saving procedure to save mom's life if the pregnancy continues, mom will die. Also fake news, okay? Abortion is never medically necessary to save mom's life.
Never.
Now I said never with zero qualifications.
Really?
I said this on stage with Charlie at a Freedom Night. That Instagram reel went semi-viral. Sure enough, fact check. And I had a whole article written up by, I forget what fact-checking left-wing agency, from that Instagram reel. And so the left has lied about this for years. Here's how it works. Now, obviously, people are going to say, Seth is not an OBGYN, so how can we trust him? Okay, whatever. Most people who say that abortion is necessary to save mom's life are also not doctors, so we're all in the same pool.
Your OBGYNs are also telling you to take hormonal birth control, even though,
yeah,
all of those side
you've
effects.
covered that really well. Yeah.
We the OBGYNs, okay, but
that's
continue.
right. Well, ACOG, the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists, is super pro-abortion, but guess what? They used to be pro-life decades ago. I wonder what changed. So you see a lot of these, including the American Medical Association, used to be pro-life. They had as part of their commitment to protect preborn children.
Wow.
Now they're pro-abortion, right? So any institution, it's a good rule for conservatives, any institution that does not begin overtly conservative will always drift. Okay, every single time. So let's actually bring some reality to this. So you're pregnant, you're in the 3rd trimester, and you have a very high risk danger to your body, to your health, to your life. If the pregnancy continues, you might die. This happens sometimes. Thankfully, 21st century medicine, America, guess what, Alex? We can almost always save the life of both mother and child, right? But there are some rare circumstances where if you allow the pregnancy to continue, mom could die. Guess what? If the pregnancy is what is harming or threatening mom's life, how can we end the pregnancy? Childbirth. Delivering the child would be a way to end pregnancy. Wow. That is safer for mom than performing an abortion. Is it safer to give birth like every woman has been doing forever? Or is it safer to shove forceps and a vacuum catheter tube up the vaginal canal, pierce the amniotic sac, suction it out, rip the limbs off of the child, hope you get all the pieces, because oftentimes they don't. And you have floating dead baby pieces in mom's uterus, which make her susceptible to sepsis, other forms of infection, and death. What do you think is safer for mom? Think for a second. Childbirth is always safer for mom than performing an abortion. So even in these rare cases where the pregnancy might take mom's life, abortion is not the way to save mom's life. It's actually more dangerous of a way to try to save mom's life. The safest way would be to deliver the child. And there has been a whole kind of petition signed by obstetricians, gynecologists, medical students, and scientists around the globe saying abortion is never medically necessary to save mom's life.
Okay, so we covered mental
Just
health.
abortion and mental health.
Okay, mental health, 3rd trimester abortion. Does it happen? Late term abortion. What's next?
So obviously 3rd trimester abortion does happen because Roe versus Wade and Doe versus Bolton allowed that. Okay. I know Kamala Harris said in the debate that it doesn't happen. She said that's a myth. It does happen. Okay, 3rd trimester abortions do happen. You can go look at the statistics. Roe versus Wade, Doe versus Bolton, its companion case, 1973, abortion legal through all 9 months of pregnancy. People say that's false. What the law actually said is that a state cannot ban abortion before fetal viability. unless a failure to get a late trimester abortion endangers the mother's life or health. And guess how they defined health? So broadly, you could drive a Mack truck through it. In Doe versus Bolton, and people don't remember Doe versus Bolton, it went along with Roe v. Wade. They said that health could pertain to financial and emotional health.
Yeah, so it's anything. It's just for what they're using the word health for any reason you want.
Guess who gets to decide whether the mother's definition of health is an adequate one?
The abortion doctor?
The abortionist.
Of course.
So here we are back at financial conflict of interest.